Good morning, Sabah al Khair. Welcome. Thank you for coming today, taking time out of your busy day to be here with us today. Today we're going to start off the importance of reading. Attention قراءة مهمة. My name is Haifa Mouslemany. I'm the Dean of Student Services and the Library Aide. You know me, you see me all the time. Importance of reading. In a world where entertainment is right in our hands, you know that, right? So on our hands, you may ask yourself, what is the point of reading? Why should we read when we can see everything? In today's fast-paced world, reading is becoming a dying habit because there's a faster alternative to consuming on social media. So they can click the phone, they can click the iPad, and do whatever they want. They don't have to actually read to get to it. Reading is the food to our brain. Just like how our body needs food, nutrition to get energy, sustain itself, and function right, our brain needs to continue learning new things to function and peak performance. The more that we read, the more our brain works. So it's very important that we do that. But unfortunately, we are lacking. Why is reading important? Reading reduces the stress and helps with relaxation. So I know many of you have tried. Like when you are in a bad mood, you just want to relax, you grab a book and you read. It reduces the stress that you're in. It just calms your body down. Improves one's concentration and memory, vocabulary expansion, and strengthens brain ability. The more that you read, the more vocabulary that you are learning. Enhances knowledge, increases imagination and creativity. So if I read a book about France, I'm going to imagine myself I'm in France. So that's my imagination is going to places. Through his 60 children books, Dr. Seuss showed the world that reading matters for kids to be happy and successful. This is what I was talking about. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you will learn, the more places you will go. So the more that you read, the more places you will visit. Because whatever the book is about, whatever the title or article that you're reading is going to take you to that place. In your imagination, you are going to that place. And that helps, relaxes your body, relaxes your brain. Research shows that if students read for 1 minute a day, they learn 8,000 words. Just 1 minute, 8,000 words a year. 5 minutes, 282,000 words a year. And if you read for 20 minutes, this is what we recommend for everybody to read 20 minutes a day, 1.8 million words a year. Can you imagine? 1.8 million words a year. 20 minutes. 20 minutes a day. So March 2nd is Read Across America Day, and also happens to be Dr. Seuss's birthday. So to celebrate him, March has been declared as March Reading Month. That's why we do all the reading activities in March. Every year we plan many activities for our students and prepare them to read every day. We try our best to make it so interesting for the kids. It is dying a little bit. I mean, back in the days, I remember the hallways would be like cheering and everybody's happy. We have characters that come and read. Now it's not as effective, sad to say, but we're trying to bring it back. Our theme for this year was the Olympics, because 2026 Olympics are coming up. So this is our theme for the reading month. So the first year, I don't know if you guys want to see that we're posting on Parents for every day. Yeah. So there's a story every day that's being posted for you guys to read. It's scheduled. They can listen to it. That was the first week. Our second week, which is this week that we're in, is our mystery reader. So we chose 5 different teachers, and they recorded themselves reading a story, and we put it on the PA, or we sent it to the teachers, they listen to it, and they have to guess who that person is. So the class with the most correct answers, we have an assembly on April 10th for Reading Month, and I give prizes. I love giving prizes. So every class will get so many things. I'm going to do that.
I know.
Yes. So there is the ones that the kids guys a challenge. For elementary, there's one challenge. For K second, and then for third grade, there's another challenge. They have to read every day. They have to write down at least and the 10 parents have to sign on it. Yes. And they look forward. Trust me, they look forward. اليوم بس get into that habit. But this must be reading month. Get it into that habit every day and try to read.
انا بحب يقراوا قبل ما يناموا بدل ما
مش غلط مش غلط as long as they're reading. يعني 20 minutes a day goes a long way. So this coming week we have guest readers. We have people coming over for every grade level. We have people that are coming to read to them. On Monday the 23rd we have a person from MDE is coming to read to the kids as well. They love that. They just sit and listen and enjoy the time reading with those individuals. And we thank them for taking time out of their busy day to be with us on that week. So every day we have somebody who can send. I can send it. We'll send you pictures. We'll post pictures on Instagram. And then the last day we have door decorating. I told the teachers I need those doors decorated because it brings life into the hallway. And I'm all about decorating. I don't even know me. I love to decorate. So I want to see it. Back in, like when I was here, when I started here back in a long time ago. I've been here for 13 years. Every door is different. Every hallway has so many unique children work.
Right.
Unfortunately, this has diminished a little bit, but I want to bring it back. And I'm working on that. So hopefully, inshallah, it will. So this is our calendar. This was posted at Parent Square as well.
يلا بتحسي هاي السنة كثير مرت بسرعة من مارس.
Yes. We're already almost end of March.
Yeah.
So these are the dates that I want you to remember. This is the guest reader. This is next week. March 27th is our reading and dress up day. So it's a Friday, the last day before break. They come to school. They can come in their PJs. They can dress up in the character, anything they want. They have an hour in class. They sit and read. They can eat their snacks. Ramadan will be over, and they can read for a whole entire hour. So kids look forward to that. April 6th is a due date for mid-level content. That's what I was talking about. So K2 will do 310 minutes. They have to read a total of 310 minutes. We started on March 1st, and we will continue till March 6th. They have all this time to read, record what they read. And the kids that have that much or more, there'll be different prizes, of course. I have some prizes. 3rd through 5th, 620. We made it a little harder, and they're older, even though it should be more than that, but we just want to at least reach that level. If we can reach that level, I'm happy. We're happy. April 10th is our prep rally, so we'll have some games in the gym. It's only for kids, so friends are not coming. We have games, and then this is when I give all the prizes and announce all the winners for that, for the reading.
Is this all for the 50 days only, or
for K through 5th? Yeah. We did. They are more welcome, but from prior years, they don't care. Unfortunately, they don't care. Yes. You try so hard.
Does have an activity from the sponsor where they do need to read a certain amount every day. I don't remember exactly what that number is off the top of my head. And they do activities with that reading every Friday. So that is part of it. So it's not so much for being present, but it's part of their
and I don't mind.
Part of their grade. Yeah, and that's part of their class.
And I don't mind reaching out and getting, like I said, I can get prizes for, if they are doing the work, I would like to award them because I want them to be, an example to others. So maybe someone will follow the same footsteps as they are. So, reading role model, you are going to be the role model, of course. I know we're all busy, we don't have time, but if you can, 20 minutes of the day, if you don't want to sit with them, at least be there when they're reading or just to make them be more interested. So your child's probably a reading role model, some things to make put in mind. So if you read, they're gonna look, oh, Mama's reading, let me go read something. If you have conversations with them, what did you do today? Oh, let's read this book together. Let's talk about it. What happened? What do you think is going to happen? Just have their brain think. It's just better for them. If they see you reading, you talk about your child's reading, and what did they read in school? And like, okay, you guys read a story today's class. What was it about? Tell me about it. What did you learn from that story? So that encourages them to talk. And the more that they're talking, the more vocabulary that they are learning. So the local library is a great source. And then I have a library here. They can come to the library. They come once a week. They check out a book, but most of them keep it in school. Some of them take it home, but they can read it. Whenever they're from classwork, they can read that book. And we read the book every single week. Public library is a great part. There was one, I think, what's it called, here on Kennedy, right? Followed by Star. They can go there and check out books from that library as well. And these are online websites that we have examples. You can go on there. I don't know if that's a new list. Starfall, I remember that was like from May 1st. I remember when I first started, it's been there and it's still there. We have our fun brain, baskets, we have baskets, so these are things, they have to do activities in school for that as well, so they might as well read and get points for it too. Any questions? Happy reading. Bedtime is a great time to read, as kids want to just want to put them to sleep. I used to do that with my kids. Now my kids are older, so I don't do that anymore. But it was a fun time to look forward to, and just make an activity during the day. So I know that we're all busy. I know we don't have that. Oh, I want to do it. 10 minutes will go a long way if you can. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. Good to see all of you today. I know we met before. We did go over stuff, but today we're going to go ahead and review the electricity plan for elementary. We'll see what our kids do. And my name is Saad. I'm the curriculum coordinator. We're looking at K-2. What are the areas of focus for K-2? Our K-2 students will go ahead. They learn about the letter recognition. They learn the alphabetic knowledge and concepts about when students in instruction and practice. They do recognize letter, what's it in the upper and lower case form, connecting letters to their primary sound, and making the connection between language and print. So this is basically what we teach K-2. It's more about that phonemic awareness, students need instruction, and how to recognize those sounds in order for them to make up words, especially in K-2. They're still learning in kindergarten. They learn the sound up until they match all of those sounds together to form a word. Students need that systemic instruction on sound, spelling, correspondence, and patterns, both in isolation and context of the quotable text. And then our teachers who, and our interventionists and all of the support that they have, teach the kids, read those decodable books, teach them the sounds in order for them to go ahead and be ready to read. Our third through fifth is a little bit different. They know the sounds, they know the letters, they know how to make up a word. Now we focus more on vocab and knowledge. Students need instruction and exposure to text that allow them to develop the vocabulary. Now it's the time they need to understand comprehension, they need to build their vocabulary, to build their vocabs. And students comprehend what they read when they can read fluently, decode the text, and understand. The students know how to read, it will be a lot better thing that they understand. They will be able to go ahead and do a full analysis of the text, and that's going to help them form and help them in their writing. When these are both in place, students need instruction and practice to analyze, to evaluate the text using the key ideas and details, craft and structure, and the integration of knowledge and ideas. When a student will be able to read, they'll understand the vocab, they'll be able to comprehend, and they will be able to answer all of the writing, which is get to know and do a full analysis of what they need. Now, M-STEP expectations. I know we discussed M-STEP before. M-STEP is going to go ahead and start April 6th. Which is directly the grade after the spring break. This is what we're going to go on. We're not testing the first day. We'll share the schedule with you later. It does spread into about 4 or 5 weeks. What we're doing right now, we are focusing on those expectations. We did go ahead and take a look at the genres that we have in M-STEP, and we taught the students what to do. We do have a packet. Now we're focusing on, we're working on the skills, which is directly aligned with those M-STEP expectations, which is deep comprehension of the grade level text with structured close reading. We do have close and critical reading books in 3rd through 5th. This is what the students are working on now. In addition to the M-STEP books that they're working on, in addition to the packet that we gave them, all of this will make them ready to take the test. Identify the key details, central ideas, character, trait, and theme. We teach them how to cite specific and relevant text evidence, how to explain the evidence support their analysis, writing in clear paragraphs with logical organization, using academic vocab drawn from the text, and demonstrating strong convention, which is grammar, punctuation, and capitalization. This is what we've been doing, working on from the beginning of the school year. However, we focus a lot now because the students need to be ready, but this is what they're going to see when they do the M-STEP. We do the ICT structure, which is introduce, cite, explain, and tie back. It should continue to be used because this is something that we do as a framework for our paragraph development. ICT does not need to be taught as a separate isolated element. This is something that we work on. Our students know from the beginning of the school year, working on those packets. We expose our students to do to learn all of those genres and to implement the ICT structure. Our text-based analysis and step writing packets, if you have kids in 30 through 50, you'll see the packet with them. It's something we do in the classroom with the teacher. It's fully aligned with the expectations and supports both literary and informational analysis. Teachers use this packet to guide students through reading, comprehension, evidence collection, structured planning, and written response development. And we're doing this to align, so when they take the actual step test, they know what's going on. They know how it looks like. They know what they're asking them to do. Students were also exposed to that in returns to ensure their readiness for the standardized test. Test is going to happen after the spring break. The students will need them to come to the testing. It's going to take them 2 to 3 hours for reading and then 2 hours for math. They can test grades 3rd, 4th, and 3rd and 4th, they test ELA and math. 5th, they test in all domains. So if you have a 5th grader, they're going to test for 4 tests. They're going to do ELA, math, social studies, and science. 6th grade and 7th grade, they do ELA and math. 8th grade, they do science and social studies. 11th grade, they do science and social studies. So this is basically how it is. Those are all of the expectation. And you guys have any questions for me? Any questions about testing? Any questions about the packet? Any questions about what's going on in elementary? Oh, and you were talking about the homework packet? Okay, well, this is something we can discuss it separate for the homework packet. Yeah, we'll discuss it. It depends on, we'll see. And if it's going to be in the middle of the week, then the due date should be after the week. We'll discuss that. Any questions for me? Okay, thank you so much for listening. I have Ms. Coldren now to go over supporting literary at home.
All right, so hello, I am the instructional coach for our secondary, middle school, and high school students. So a lot of what Ms. Saad just said about the literacy plan in elementary is the same for high school and for middle school. We are just pushing the skills to their next level, expanding the writing to essays as opposed to paragraphs and sentences in the lower levels. Still doing close reading and teaching those skills, the iced tea paragraphs, the iced tea essays, using reading text analysis where we are reading and then writing about what we're reading. But I presented on that last time, so I chose something else that was more interesting. I want to talk about ways to support literacy at home. Read, talk, and think is what I kind of put it together as the 3 steps. You read, you talk about it, and you think about it. Again, a couple of cute quotes. As she said, Dr. Seuss, the more you read, the more you'll know. The more you learn, the more places you'll go. But then, this is a fun one from Taylor Swift, our pop culture icon. Books train your mind to imagination to think big. So you're thinking big. So I put together some activities for the different grades and the different ages. And I have a printout that you can take home with you. And I want to be very clear, it doesn't matter if you are reading and talking in English, Arabic, another language at home. It is still building their vocabulary, building their brains, building their ability to think critically, and expanding their imagination. All of these activities that I chose can be done in either language or any language. So reading together every day, that 10 to 20 minutes reading aloud. Have them read to you, you read to them. Again, pre-K kids can't really read, but they can tell you what they see in the pictures and create a story. It may not be the story in the words, but they can create a story and tell you about it. And as you read, ask questions. What do you think will happen next? Why did the character do that? What was your favorite part of the book? You can Google a million more questions. I just chose 3 for now. And then after reading, have them retell the story with some toys, stuffed animals, toys, have them tell the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. Get them involved, talking about it, thinking about what they read, not just, oh, I listened to the story, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't know what I read. Comprehension is the goal with those. Word detective, pick a word of the day say in the morning before school, we choose a word of the day. Maybe it's a vocab word or a spelling word they're working on in school. Maybe it's just any word that, like, hey, they should know this word. Challenge them to spot the word in books, signs, labels, and conversations. Ask them at the end of the day, okay, your word of the day was, where did you hear it? Did you hear it at all? Did you read it? Label the house. This is especially good for those little ones. Labels like door, table, chair. Put it in English and Arabic. Write it out. Have the kid help read it, and then that door sign, tape it on the door. And then every day, what does that say? Door. And they'll start making that association. These are anything. Refrigerator, table, chair, stairs, cat. Maybe can't put a label on a cat, but we can try. Have them read, have them place the labels. Start with a few, add more as you go. Have your whole house labeled. It is a great way to build that functional literacy. Also singing songs and chants. So songs like Itsy Bitsy Spider, especially if you get your fingers moving, then like Itsy Bitsy Spider. There's all sorts of fun ones on YouTube, but that gets them thinking about patterns in the language and remembering sounds. Our ABC song, A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm sure there's one in every language. I remember learning them in like Spanish and French in high school. So I know they all have theirs, but like Itsy Bitsy Spider and a few of those other ones, they have little plays like this, and that's great for their fine motor movement and their fine motor, which helps their writing as we continue on in their age as they grow up. Building those fine motor skills helps build their literacy skills. It is all interconnected. So that's the K2. Now we get into 3-5. Have a family book talk. So have your child explain the book they are reading to you. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we sat down and read this book, now tell me about it. It's, what are you reading in school? What book did you read today? What story are you reading this week in English? Tell me, what are the characters, the problems? What is your favorite part? Vocabulary detective, that's the same as our word find earlier. Have them find unfamiliar words while reading, write it down, guess the meaning, and then check the dictionary. And then take it a step further. Okay, go to school. See if you find it anywhere else in your reading, in your writing. Where else are you finding that word in the world around you? After reading, read and draw, have them read a chapter and then draw about the setting or an important scene and explain it to you. They don't have to write to explain it, they can just tell you, like, here's my picture and here's what happened. Give them a reading menu of types of books. Again, we have the library here, we have public libraries, I know students have libraries as well. Having them have the opportunity to read different types of books helps them find what they like. And you don't become a reader until you know what you like to read. I know there's books that someone's like, hey, you should read this, and I'm like, that's not my style. I probably won't. So a comic, a magazine article, a nonfiction book, a chapter book. My 11th graders right now, they've been coming in with the newspaper. That's what they find interesting in the world around them right now. They're reading about the world around them, and they're reading these newspaper articles. That's totally fine, they're still reading. And then the last one from 3rd through 5th grade, mini book reviews after they finish a book. Have them give it a star rating, 1 for, not quite, 5 for, oh my goodness, that was the most amazing book I've ever read. And then have them tell you why. Doing those book reviews, they have to think about what they read. 6th through 8th grade, we can do a theme tracker. So let me say this, everything builds upon each other. You can do the same type of 3rd through 5th grade activities with middle school and with high school, having them talking about it. Again, high schoolers might not want to draw what they've read about, so you can pick and choose which one. So theme tracker, as your child, ask your child what message or theme the author might be trying to convey. What is the book about? Why did the author write about it? What does it make you feel? What emotion? Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it angry? Is it about friendship? Is it about, what is it about? What is this message the author is trying to tell us? Compare the book versus the movie. What did they change? What version told the story better? There is so many good books out there that have a movie. I know middle school, I think some of them just read Holes. There's a movie, great movie, love the movie, love the book. But they can make those comparisons. 11th grade, we read Great Gatsby, and then we watched the movie in class, and we made those comparisons. News connections. Connect something from their reading to current events or real-world issues. Have them create a reading playlist of songs that match the mood and the theme of the book. Okay, you just read this book. How does it make you feel? Coming back to that theme. Okay, choose some songs that kind of help tell that story as you go. Okay. Family discussion questions, so you can ask them deeper questions like what motivates the main character? Why are they doing the thing they are doing? How would you handle that conflict differently? Why did the author write this? What's the author's purpose in writing it? What are they trying to teach us? What are they trying to show us? Is it just to entertain us and be fun, or is there some deeper meaning? And then an author study, you can have them look up the author and talk about where they are from and why they might have written the book, giving that context to what we're reading. This right here is something I do with the AP Lit students. They don't know it yet, but they're about to get a project where the first part of it is, tell me about the author, tell me about the time period when the book was written. And then once they read, they're gonna have to go back and be like, how does that affect the book? Bring it all together. And then 9th and 12th grade, we can have some credit dinner conversations. Again, just talking about what they read. What's the theme, what's the conflict, what's the problem, what's the solution. Give me an idea from the text. We're doing a lot of informational reading right now. What are you learning from it? Text to world connections, discuss how text connects to the politics, history, or social issues. How does it relate to what we are, our world around us? Rhetoric study, identify persuasive techniques in speeches, essays, or articles. So is the author trying to use some sort of logic or making an argument saying, well, here's these facts, so this also must be true? Are they trying to make you feel some sort of emotion? We can see all that even in informational writing. We can also have a media literacy challenge where we analyze an article or social media post together. Is it reliable? What bias might exist? So does the author feel a certain way about what they're posting? And is that changing how they're sharing information? Are they only sharing one side of information? And then teach the text. Ask the team to teach you something they learned from their reading. What reading did you do in class today? Okay, tell me about it. What did you learn? Teach me about it. So again, these can build on each other. I may not do ABCs with 12th graders, but you see the connection between reading and talking about it. And that helps us learn more and make those connections. So, just repeating on at this point. But the most powerful literacy support is simply talking to your children about reading. Read with them and talk with them. Those younger ones, it's so important to sit and read with them and support that reading. The older ones, they're more capable of reading on their own, but then you can talk to them about what are you reading. Tell me about the stories you're reading. And then conversations strengthen your comprehension, your vocabulary, and the critical thinking at every single age. Talk about it. Ask questions. If you don't know what questions to ask Google what questions you should ask. That is my go-to. Is like, okay, I need some good text questions. I have a document of list that I use nowadays, but that's how I created it. Was let me create a list together. So that is all I have about that. Is there any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's when my son you want to choose a book, based on what he can choose the book. He can read the summary or the picture. The kids, how do they choose the book?
What age?
7.
7th grade? After, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know he is reading at a higher level. So he should be choosing books that are about his grade level. When they took the NWEA test, they were given a Lexile level. Most books, you can, again, look up on Google, what is the Lexile level of this book? And he should be choosing something that's within that range for independent reading, because that is where his reading level is showing as to us right now. Choosing something a little more challenging is fine, as long as we're taking the time to comprehend. And I will say choosing something a little on the easier side is also fine, as long as they're reading. I know Miss Mansour for class has her very specific things, which I can get that information for you. I don't have it off the top of my head. I know she is requiring novels right now for their independent reading outside of class. And I believe that she has like a classroom library that they're choosing from. So that is, read. Please read. That's all I can say.
We want them to pick a book that they are interested in.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with that, because he's still learning vocabulary. Now, when they come to the library, like say, they want to choose a book, they don't know what book they want. Of course, they all want to go for the comic books. Comic, that's fine. It's just that we want to read more stories, more chapter books, to build their vocabulary, to learn new things.
It builds
So,
their comprehension, their
exactly.
vocabulary. The more you read, and if you push yourself to read things that are a little bit harder and like put in the work to read those little bit harder things, the more vocabulary you can get, the more skills you will develop with comprehension and understanding, and the more you are going to be able to see other ideas in the world and other things and experience more through reading.
And that goes hand in hand with writing.
Yeah.
So the more that they learn, the more vocabulary they know, the better writers they're going to be.
And
So
the more that they read, the more they will see good writing.
Right, exactly.
Writing structures, sentence formats, grammar, that even if they don't know like the name of the rule behind things, they will be able to just transfer the skills basically.
Yeah.
Like I am a voracious reader. I was the kid who I got my books taken away in school because I was reading instead of paying attention. My writing showed that compared to some other people who don't read as much. But I can't necessarily always explain, oh, well, this is the grammar rule for why this is right. It's just like, no, that's right. Because I had to go separately learn all the grammar rules, but the more you read and see it, the more it just sinks into your system and your brain, and you just end up having that natural knowledge kind of sliding in because you've absorbed it already without necessarily realizing it.
For elementary, to help the kids pick a book, some of them might go for the pictures. Like, oh, this looks good, I want to read it. But they open the page, they can read maybe 2 words out of it. So I tell them there's a rule. So if you open a page, you're reading a page, 1 word you don't know, put your finger up. 2 words, 3 words. If you get 5 fingers up and you sell 1 page, that book is too hard for you. If you read 2, 3 pages and none of your fingers are up, that book is way too easy for you to pick something harder. So this is a rule of thumb. This was just to make it, what they can read. Now comprehending might be a little different, but if they can read the word, eventually they're going to start to comprehend what's going on once they read more in the book. But social, very important, because our MSTEP, NWA, all our testing, they require reading. The kids have to read on their own. Like last year, I was sitting in a session for 3rd grade. Some of the passages they had to read, I'm like, wow, this is really hard. So they, at a 3rd grade level, they have to know how to read and understand and comprehend. So we lacked that a lot. Now it's coming back. We are bringing back. We'll go back to the basics: reading, writing, pencil and paper. Because that's only if you write it, more than likely are going to remember it. So that's why they go hand in hand. When we have the MSTEP, because of the 3rd grade, I was like, okay, it's a little hard. But it's very intense. And NWA, the kids like to just scroll through, just answer anything. Because even in WIDA, our kids are capable of passing the WIDA test, but they don't give it the effort because they don't want to read. And that's the sad truth. They don't want to read. So if we can encourage that more, the reading part, we need to read more, then they're more likely to do better because they're interested in what they're reading. So we start with interesting stuff. Of course, nobody wants to read biography or read the facts about, the law or whatever. But if they read stories that they like, they're gonna read it. They're interested. Yeah.
No, some of these older kids are really into Guerrero's
Right.
law class,
Yes.
especially too. So they do enjoy that.
Yeah, it's just very important.
Very. And so,
That's good.
She said the 5-figure rule for
Yes.
elementary, but when you start getting into really like upper elementary, middle school, and high school, the suggestion that I give is read 10 pages or read the first chapter. Did you, one, get hooked? Did you find it interesting? Did you decide that, was it too hard for you to understand? Was it and you need to choose something easier? But, so instead of one page,
for the
5
high
fingers,
fingers, yeah.
aim for 10 pages or the first chapter to see.
And if you can rewrite or summarize what you
Yeah.
read in those 10 pages, then
Then
it's a
you're
big
probably
step.
in the
It's a
right,
big step, yeah.
yeah.
But if you were just I don't know what I just read, then no, we need to go back and then,
Try
or
again.
maybe reread, focus more when we're reading. It might be the right book, it's just they're not focusing.
Yeah.
So they have to read and focus on what they're reading to comprehend as well. Yeah, no problem.
I did print for anyone,
Handouts.
anyone who would like.
Also remind me, we
If
have our book fair.
English, the Arabic was turning out weird, so, Google Translate, you can take a picture and translate it, but I did print out those activities that you can do with the kiddos, little descriptions for you, just so that you have them. And that is, I am done. You had one more announcement?
Yes, we have our book fair, actually, the book fair started on Tuesday. I know I'm sure the kids have, I've been posting a fair square as well, but it's open until Tuesday. So if they want to buy, which, they don't buy books, but they should buy books. Just, yes, and especially in the spring one, they bring so many of those concomitants. So many things, and their prices are not cheap, and they can buy a book for a cheaper price on those pens and erasers and things like that. And they just love to come, but they will encourage them to come to the fair. And ما بعد لا هني الدراسة عايزة على
HES Academies have been serving the Detroit metro area for over 23 years, promoting academic excellence, leadership, and cultural diversity, ranking as some of the top schools in the state of Michigan. Our pre-K through 12th grade students enjoy tuition-free, state-accredited education by STEM-certified and highly qualified staff with no geographical restrictions, and with advanced placement, college dual enrollment, scholarship, and Arabic language programs. Noor International Academy in Sterling Heights at niapsa.org, Star International Academy in Dearborn Heights and in Canton at starpsa.org, Universal Academy in Detroit at universalpsa.org, and Universal Learning Academy in Westland at ulapsa.org. Join HES Academies today and enjoy a free Chromebook for every enrolled student.